Safari Encounters, and we're actually with Zena. And Brandy, you want to tell us a little bit about Zena?
So Zena is actually about a 2-year-old Eurasian lynx. It's also known as a Carpathian lynx. Natively, you'd find these guys in Romania, and normally they're not this loving.
What's going on today, YouTube? Welcome to the vlog. Today I'm with my girlfriend Kayla. We're actually heading down to the reptile expo at the Cow Palace. We're gonna go see if there's any cool reptiles just to check out, maybe even take one home. So stay tuned and see what we find. Well, we just got to the Cow Palace, so we're gonna actually head in right now and check out the expo, see some amazing animals, and if there's anything for us to pick up. Alright guys, so we're actually helping out at a booth right now with my friend Jimmy for JFK Dragons. He's actually not here right now, but we're gonna help him sell some bearded dragons. Let's take a look. Alright guys, check this out. This is a little baby redline bearded dragon. Now this is probably one of my favorite bearded dragon morphs when they just get super red like this, especially when they get to adulthood. Now you can really tell when you just add a couple more genes to the bearded dragons how the color changes. Alright guys, so we actually came backstage from the show with my friend Brandy here of Safari Encounters, and we're actually with Zena. And Brandy, you want to tell us a little bit about Zena?
So Zena is actually about a 2-year-old Eurasian lynx. It's also known as a Carpathian lynx. Natively, you'd find these guys in Romania, and normally they're not this loving. If you could actually be here right now, you can hear how loud she's purring. And Zena is one of our outreach animals. We've had a lot of training in order to be able to obtain her. She's a rescue where her mom rejected her and her sister. And so I've actually had her since she was about 3 pounds. And she's worked out to be one of our best outreach animals. She does not care who you are as long as you are willing to give her pets. She's all about it. Plus it's also nice and cool back here. Hey, come here. Check out the size of her paws. So her paws are huge. They're actually made for walking on the snow, and they spread out like a built-in snowshoe. She also has these really cool ears on the top of them. It's these little tusks of hair, and that actually determines which way the wind is blowing, so she can stay downwind from anything that she may be hunting. Does that feel good? Yeah. Zena is a really, really cool cat, but I've been working with cats for a long time, and I've never seen a lynx act like this.
Wow. This is amazing, Brandy.
What do you think, sweetheart? And she's still gonna put on a little bit of weight.
So how big do these actually get?
So about 60 pounds for females, a little bit bigger for adults. Check out when she's playing with me.
Oh wow.
And she's fully clawed, and she won't even use her claws whenever she's playing. She'll actually jump on your back and just kind of fall off.
Now keep in mind guys, these are not pets. Brandy actually has quite an extensive background with big cats and training with exotic animals.
You can't play with him either.
So I know it looks like we're kind of cuddly with these guys, but that's because there's been a lot of work that's gone into Zena and so many years of experience behind just actually obtaining this animal in the first place.
Absolutely.
So when you see these animals and see people interacting that are trained professionals, keep that in mind that these cats, if you were just going to try to grab one, are not going to be like Zena.
Check it out. See, you're not bleeding.
Now that is surprising. But, hi, Zena. That's awesome. Hi.
What do you think?
All right, now Brandy, when you keep an animal like Zena, what kind of goes into this as far as like the diet and space that you kind of need to?
Oh my goodness, here in California, it's so strict. We have to have 2,400 hours of experience, 3 letters of recommendation just to get the permit for them. And then on top, you always want to get one from either a reputable breeder or kind of a rescue situation, which is what Zena came from. And she needs reinforced wire. So almost something that's strong enough to hold in a leopard.
Wow.
Because in the wild, these guys actually hunt full-size deer. The Canadian lynx, which is a little bit smaller, they hunt smaller things, but she's from a different part of the world, so a lot bigger game. So she's pretty strong. You kind of feel her power right now.
So she's
and she's
pulling
just
me,
playing.
guys.
And she's just playing. Check out. She is fully clawed. She has all of her claws. Can I see this? Where's this? Oh, there's a claw in there somewhere.
Wow.
You almost need a nail trim.
Now, how old is Zena?
She is about 2 years old now.
Wow.
And she's still gonna get a little bit bigger. When I first got her, she was like all over just her head. That was how big she was. She was just a little baby.
Now, obviously, you're not just gonna be able to go and just pick up an animal like Zena. So, Brandy, how did you come across getting her?
So I've been working with big cats for a really long time. I've been doing outreach programs where we get rescues in all different kinds of ways. Either a zoo shuts down, somebody gets an illegal pet, and I also worked for a big zoo and I got to train big cats. And I actually got Zena from a zoo that her mom was a first-time mom, and sometimes in the wild, in captivity too, they reject their babies because they're scared. They've never had a baby before. So that's what happened with Zena. And the guy who had her was like, hey, like the sister is going to another zoo here in California. Why don't you take the other one? She really needs a good place to go with somebody that can bottle raise a baby cat that young. And so Zena actually came to live with me that way. And it's something funny because my business partner was like, under no circumstances do you get that animal, because lynxes are normally a pain in the butt. And I'll tell you what, she was one of the worst kittens I've ever had.
Wow.
She was so hard as a kitten, and then one day she just decided she was going to be fine. Isn't that right? And now you're great.
Now, with a cat like Zena, which kind of these more wild cats, this is not like your typical house cat. These animals have instincts that never go away. This is really close to a wild animal here compared to your domesticated house cat. Now, Brandy, with working with a cat like this, what's kind of the difference between this and like a house cat that people can kind of like think, oh, that makes sense?
So I always tell people, you've probably been bit by your domestic house cat. Imagine that in 60 pounds. These guys are so much stronger and they still have all their wild instincts. Those don't leave because they've been raised in captivity. You can't ever train that out of her. Now, she's still very much a kitten, which is why she's playing right now. It's not really something I normally let her do, but she's just kind of hanging out. We have 2 shows here today, so we just kind of get her out. The concrete's really, really cool, so she's enjoying this, and so she's kind of feeling good now. I'm like, all right, let's play.
Awesome.
And we do the same thing in every program. So every program I do, I have a specific cloth that she knows to lay down. And she's good for about 7 to 10 minutes where she lays down and then she starts wanting to play. And I don't normally let her do this during the program. This is just kind of something behind the scenes.
Yeah.
And,
Now, we had a great day here checking out the Reptile Expo and getting a little hands-on experience with the lynx, which is amazing. So I'm going to go ahead and end the vlog here. Now, Brandy, if anyone wants to get in contact with you, how's the best way for that?
I would say Instagram.
Okay.
Instagram. My Instagram is Safari Brandy. It's pretty easy.
I'll put her link in the description below. So go ahead and check her out, Safari Brandy. And I'm gonna go ahead and end the vlog right here. So if you liked what you saw, guys, don't forget to hit that like button and make sure to subscribe. I'll see you next time.